to get on, and I'll just pop these goodies here. So, welcome to today's Hooray, it's Courtenay Stamping Day, because it was supposed to be yesterday, but we're now joining you on Friday from the beautiful Central Coast. And I'm just waiting for some of the girls to catch on. My team members are getting ready to, they all know I'm going live. I've sent them a message via good old Facebook. But yeah, we'll just tell them again on now, so they can go and check it out. Welcome to this week's today. Normally would be Thursday live, but today's Friday. So I'm Courtney. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from New South Wales, Central Coast of Australia, and it's a beautiful sunny day here, and I'm hoping that it's one of those days that makes me feel really good about crafting, doing anything, because it's just such a nice day. I'm still busy making Christmas cards. I don't know about you lot. How are you going for your Christmas cards? I know my friend Lisa's up to date with all of hers, and she's got all of hers all sorted, but I haven't. And I normally make around 120 of them, and I am nowhere near ready. So, hi Chris, how are you going? It's good to see you. I thought I might step back into the annual catalogue, because the Christmas or current mini is getting a lot of love, but the annual catalogue, we sometimes forget about that, and we do have some. Oh, I'm glad you're still making yours, Chris. I don't feel so bad. We do have some beautiful stamp sets in our annual catalogue. Now, this is one of them. This is Merriest Trees, and my desk, you'll see I've made it bigger, because there's some fabulous things with Stamping Up, and one of them is teams. Now, both Chris and Lisa are part of my Stamping Up family. They're part of my Stamping Up team. I have a team called the UniQ Crafters. The UniQ Crafters are a currently small group of ladies. We get together whenever we can, but we're Australia-wide. I've got a team member up north of Brisbane, and I've also got a couple of team members down on the south coast. And at some stages, there's the one that flits in and flits out that is down in South Australia. So the UniQ Crafters, we're all inclusive. We like to catch up when we can. We like to chat when we can, and we like to craft together when we can. So there's currently a joining kit that you're welcome to purchase. It's $169, but which is the same as usual. However, at the moment, it's a value added kit. Normally you get $235 worth of product for your $169, or at the moment you can get $281. So there's over an extra $50 in there. So that's pretty good. It's one of those things that it's actually my most favorite way of doing a joining kit, the value add kit. So check it out. But one of the best bits about it is we've got quite a few things on pre-order at the moment for upcoming online exclusives that are being released. And you can actually add those to a brand new kit. So just keep that in mind if that's something that you're thinking about. There's also some beautiful Stampin' Up kits. There's some that are on special for 30% off for the rest of this month. There's also a reduction on the Close to My Heart kits and goodies that came over with the Close to My Heart friends. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome to today's Hooray. It's not Thursday. So just keep those things in mind. But let's today revisit some of our beauties from the annual catalogue and some from our online exclusives. Now, Merriest Trees was a previously released stamp set and bundle. There is a set of dies that goes with it, and today I'm going to show you what we call partial die cutting. So I have a dear friend. She knows who she is. Hi, Natty. Oh, you're at the airport. Oh, goody, Nat's coming home. We get a cuddle. The far north Queensland, right? She's coming to visit. Merriest Trees is in the annual catalogue. It's a stamp set that comes with a set of, there is a set of dies. They're not a bundle currently. So you need to buy these separately, but look at how many dies there's in there. And I'm going to show you partial die cutting with this today. and it's a photopolymer stamp set, so we've got lots of fun. Now, I have a dear friend, and she knows exactly who she is, and her favourite colour is purple. Please raise your hand, Cheryl. This is from Perennial Lavender, which was a suite that we had previously, but the designer series paper has stayed. It's there's 12 by 12 paper. There's your 6 sheets, double-sided, and there's 2 of each one. I love this one, but we're going to use this today, and we're going to make a Christmas card. Okay, so we're going to make a Christmas card for my friend Cheryl. All right, now I left my trimmer on the other side of the table, so I am going to grab it because I haven't cut anything ready, and I need a trimmer. So, all right, so the only thing I've cut ready is my base. All right, so this is not going to be a surprise. Cheryl's been missing the last few lives, so I was thinking, oh goody, I'll make Cheryl's Christmas card and she won't see it. But you know what? Here she is. Now, just ignore my tape because I've made my screen bigger, and that's what I started telling you. We've got our team leaders, her name's Linda, and so my team is only small at the moment, but I belong to part of a greater team called the Insomniacs. And anyone that joins my team also becomes part of that greater team. And Linda's she's doing a retreat, and it's tomorrow. So that retreat, one of the things that we're doing is actually I'm presenting. So I've actually got my screen set up ready to do that. So you're getting a bigger view today, which you don't normally get. But that's right. So I've got this is Gorgeous Grape. And I've brought over Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape ink because I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to use. But this, I've already popped this stamp on. And you'll notice that there's 5 different tree dies. And when you look at the stamp, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different branches. So you can actually make this tree 3D. All right. So we can have a bit of fun with it. But first things first, we're actually going to do a couple of things. All right, so I'll just cut this up because this is going to be my card base. So this side, it's nice, it's plain, but it's not plain. So what I frequently do is, because my card front, I'm going to have this one at 14.5. I'll often cut this down to 6 by 6 just so that I've got it. But not today. So my card mat is going to be 14 by 10. Okay, so that's going to fit on here very, very nicely. Okay, and that's just going to be my base. There's going to be nothing else done to that, and I could stick that on straight away, but I'm not going to because I just want to make sure I do what I'm planning properly. So I'll just pull out a piece of basic white and another piece because we need an inside. Now, this is a brand new stamp. So I've given it a bit of a scrub, but I haven't really given it a scrub. So first things first, I'm actually going to cut it. Do I want to do Highland Heather or Gorgeous Grape? Let's see how nicely Gorgeous Grape looks. So nobody said that Christmas cards have to be, right, now this is a really big stamp and it doesn't fit on here. So there's a couple of things you can do because I don't know if you can see. I've currently got, probably can't see. I've got, see how it's blotchy and there's lines? So there's a couple of things that you can do. I have a tendency to try and get ink all over it. I didn't clean this last time, so let me just get the green ink off it. But what you can do with your brayer, just to make it a bit more even, You can run over this with your brayer. Oh, it doesn't want to play nice now. And she's not going to play nice, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll just forget that idea. We didn't do that. That didn't work for me. Scratch that. All right, ink her up. Let's see if I can do it without some lines. Okay, it still looks a bit patchy to me. Very patchy. I don't have Felicity. Oh, you don't have Felicity today? All right, so one of the things that I did was I put that onto my block. I just laid it straight on there. So what I'm going to have to do, because as you saw, I got a bit of a, I had a dodgy tree. So there was must have been a bit of an air bubble under there. Okay. Let's grab a mat just in case. I normally just use my glass plate, but it's not going to play nice today. So we'll just bring over a mat and see if I can get that to work better for us. All right. Let's try again, Joe, hey? Oh, it's actually inking up better this time. Look at that. Because it's a solid image, I think that's why it needs that, it needs the mat. It's just going to be the way it is. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now, this is actually my piece that I'm on the front, that I'm going to use for the front of the card. So let's do this again. And I have to make sure the bottom of it is perfect, because the bottom of it is the bit that isn't going to have a layer, essentially. The bottom's got to be perfect. So make sure it's nice and straight on there. Let all that ink take over and my bottom is perfect, if I do say so myself. Hi Pauline, how are you going? Now when you do partial die cutting, there's a couple of things that you need to remember, because it doesn't always work, and it is to your advantage to have a new plate. Now you've all seen my plates before. There's a lot that aren't new, but look what I've got. How impressive is that? Now, the reason why it's important to have a new plate is it makes it easier to see. Okay, so yes, I do have a new plate. I've got two, and the other one's still in the drawer, and there's a reason behind that, and that is because I don't need it. Okay, so I'm just going to move that to the side. I'll bring in the cut and emboss machine. Now, the advantage of having this set up the way I've got it set up today is that you can actually see what I'm doing. So, base number 1, piece number 2, very bad cutting embossing plate, piece number 3, okay? So, with this here, for partial die cutting, we're going to need our big tree. Look at them all. There's so many different things in this one. I love it. Get a lot of bang for your buck with this set. All right. Washi tape is your friend in this case. Now, I did think I had some on my table. The reason why you need some washi tape, doesn't need to be new washi tape. It can be old washi tape. It can be, as long as it's not going to rip your paper, as long as you can find it. Glitter washi tape's not going to help me. Oh, where have I put it? It usually just lives here. Shall I try and wing it? All right, I'm going to try and wing it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut this tree out, but we're only going to cut half a tree. So you'll see I've pulled that right the way to the edge there. And it's a matter of squaring it up on your plate. Now, our plates have got a beveled edge, so I'm not sure how hard it is to see, how easy it is to see. They've got a beveled edge on it. There's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can put it all the way on here, and you can partially put your top plate on, or you can push it to the edge and you can put the other plate on the bottom so that it's overlapping. So what I'm going to do is where my bevel is where it's going to stop cutting. So yeah, I really want washi tape. I've got some really old, I don't know, Chris might remember this, really old sparkly washi tape, which I'm now not able to find the end on. And I know Lol's not watching today because she's out with Mum. Right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the part that I'm not keeping, just in case it tears it. Okay. All right. So I've got it on my plate like so. And I'm going to push this plate in further than what it needs to go, or further than what the other plate is, so that that bevel is going to line up with where I want it to finish cutting. Which is there. Okay. So now I'm going to push this through, and everybody, the washi tape, I use old washi tape when I'm sticking it. I very rarely use new washi tape. The other thing that you can do if you find the washi tape is sticking too much is that you can pop it on your clothes. I did it the wrong way round. Oh my gosh. It was perfect too. Okay. Right. Courtney wasn't concentrating. And that one's not right. That's okay. We're going to have to do that again. Because now I am going to go like this and like this. And I've got a partial die cut. But it's on the opposite side to what I want. However, I have a sneaking suspicion that I can make this work. Because in my head, I was cutting out the other side. All right. So now I have this piece here, which is going to sit like so. But I did really want the bigger side. But that's okay. What do you reckon? Go with it? All right. You guys can vote. We can go with it, or I can cut another one. So while I'm cutting out this guy, all right. And depending on how many layers you would like, depends on how many times you cut it out, depends on how many times you stamp it. Okay. So if you wanted every single layer, you can do every single layer differently. You're going to need your original tree, 1, 2, 3, 4 extra trees. Yeah, let's go with it. I agree. All right. These 4 here are actually done very nicely. Here's my stamp. Let's see what else I can fit onto this piece of cardstock, and then I'll cut the other ones. Can't see you guys. Now, let's do, what about some Highland Heather ones? Let's see what it looks like. It's really pale. How far down can I get it to come? Now, I normally put a piece of paper between me and my mat, and that's because what it does is it actually, the ink will stay on here similar to the glass mat, so you do need to wipe it off, otherwise it will go everywhere. Okay, so that's Highland Heather. I think we need 2 Highland Heathers. And let's see. Oh, I don't think I can fit that one on there. That's asking too much. But what I can fit on there is a gorgeous grape tip. Okay. Hey, Nat, when do you get home? You're at the airport now, but when do you actually get home? All right, so that's my tip. So that's 1, 2, 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4. So tip, Highland Heather, gorgeous grape, and I need another big one. Okay, wipe it off because I don't want to stick my Highland Heather. I don't want to load it up with some gorgeous grape, because that, although they're both the same color, just a little bit lighter-ish, I still don't want to wreck my pale ink pad. Okay. All right, let's do some cutting out. So we want my bottom dark, Highland Heather, Highland Heather. So that's going to go on that one. Let me just wipe this over. Excellent. Are you flying home? Oh, you're flying home. So did you leave Brett up there? Oh. So Nat's working away, everyone. She's always hanging out in far north Queensland. All right, now I don't need my good one for this. I can use my old dodgy, so I will. You know how you get a bit stuck in your ways and there's some old favorites? All right. So this is a really nice stamp set, nice bundle, and it layers up quite beautifully. So that's one there. So the next one is a grape one. And because of the way that I've placed them, I should be able to. Oh, yes, I can. I should be able to get more than one out, cut more than one out at a time. Let's watch me dodge this up. Ah, you're both in the butt. Who's minding Woody? Woody's the dog, everyone. Oh my gosh, I've left Woody up there. He won't be impressed, because there's no way he's in the bar. Ah, Woody's getting puppy sat. Very good. Okay, so, whoa, you're not going to believe what I just saw. I just saw the one move, and I thought, nah, it's because I'm leaning over it. All right, let's try it from this side. And let's try again. Got to hold your tongue in the right spot for these. Okay, so, all right. Woody's not a fan of being dog sat, everybody, and I'm not surprised. Okay, oh, I don't think we did too bad there. Okay, so now we've got all of our branches of our trees. There's a few other little beauties in here. What you'll see is we've got some stars, and I really love this idea. This is like tinsel. And it's funny because there's a few things I really like, and there's presents and all that sort of stuff in here. So I think we could have a little bit of fun here, but I think we need some pretty stars, because I brought over some gold. Now, These things are stuck really well. Okay, and I'm going to use that one, and I'm going to use this one. All right, I love this tag. All right, just saying, you know, as you do. Okay, all right, so there's a couple of things that we need. This is my piece of gold. Now, one thing I'll tell you, I normally, when I use gold, I normally cut it out to suit whatever I'm doing. Now, this is a purple star. Let's go this one here, and we'll have these. So what I'll do is I'll cut a piece of gold to match whatever I'm doing, because I use such dodgy plates. They have a tendency to mark the gold foil. So I'll cut it out and then I'll send it through. Now, the other thing that I've got, and it's just, thought I had some on the table, I do. What I'm going to do is, because we're going to hang out with our purple theme, because, you know, and look, we've all got our favourite colours. My real favourite colour is green. However, when it comes to Stampin' Up colours, I am rather partial to crushed curry. Crushed curry is a really this one's a bit sticky and it's not playing nice. Crushed curry to me is a really pretty colour. I want that, this one. It's like a dirty yellow colour. I am not a fan of pink. And it's funny because all of our team stuff yesterday, when I was watching our team leader Linda cut it all, well, she actually said to me, we actually saw it all lined out on a table, and it's all pink. There's so much pink in it, and it's like, oh my gosh, so much pink. But you know what, pink, everybody has their favorite colors, and I'm really impressed because Linda's favorite color is not pink, and it was just funny. So all right, so we've got some tinsel, we've got some stars, so I'll just push all them off. That's one of the things with when your mat is, this is not real crash hot, one of the things I've noticed, everything sticks to it and it's not fun. All right, where's that star? We need this star. Okay, so all righty. Okay, so I'll just pop all of them to the side. We've got a mess happening over here, but that's all right. So what we want to do is I want to layer up my trees. Now, what you do with this is up to you. Some people I've seen in the past give it a bit of a sponge, that sort of thing. That's up to you, but I'm not going to do that this time. But I am going to layer up my tree. Now, depending on how thick you want your tree, depends on if you use dimensionals or not. I'm not going to use them because although I want my tree thick, there's going to end up 6 layers on here. And I think that will be more than sufficient to provide a little bit of thickness. They layer on quite nicely, quite easily, and it's very easy to sort of line them all up. Oh, I cut that a bit dodgy. No. Cheryl, I'm sorry I cut your card a bit dodgy. But she likes purple, so I'm sure that she'll forgive me. Okay. So I'm essentially layering up piece by piece to make a tree that looks like it's 3D and 2 different colors. Now, photopolymer stamps don't have a tendency to let you color in one bit and then go back and color another bit as easily. But if you do it this way, you can make a multicolored tree, and your tree can be any color that you like. Okay, so I am looking at this thinking that is looking pretty smick, but it also means that if I wanted this piece to be patterned, I could make it patterned as well, because I could have then just stuck my tree on the side of it. But sometimes by doing a partial die cut, depending on how you do it, you can actually have that, because that's what I was planning on doing, was actually cutting the front down and having it so that when the card, you have to use your imagination here, guys. When you open, when the card was closed, the bit writing was under this bit, and that was the inside of the card. But because we're just going with it, we're just going with it. Okay, so we've got that, but then we've got, if you look at these, you will need your take your pick tool, because you need the little pokey bit. We needed a star. Okay, and I want to put a little bit of glue on here, not a lot. So I'm holding it in my fingers just so that I've got a bit more control over it, because the glue doesn't, it dries tacky. Okay, and you don't want to have it on your project at the end. All right, but that star then sits over the top of that star there, and it gives you a really pretty star to go on your tree. All right, these little guys will need help to get out, just because of the way that they are. And there was 3 of them. There's the other one. I like it when they have multiples of something in there, so that you can push more than one at a time. Like you can die cut more than one thing at a time. And I like how this piece here is all in one, so that you can cut them all out in one go. And they look knobbly, like they've got shape. It's really hard to see, but they've got shape. It's really cool. Okay. So now this stamp set has got some really cute little sayings. It's got, "We wish you a Merry Christmas," which is very nice. "Love and joy. Hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season to you and yours." So there's also some added pieces, like there's decorations. So you could put some decorations on it. There's some little presents, lots of little things that you could tiz it up with. Okay. So that's all my tree bits. Okay, it's looking pretty good. All right, but we're going to need some words on there, I'm sure of it. So I'm going to put them up in that top corner, and I'll show you a trick that I have with those. Now I want to put these on, but I'm just going to work out who's who at the zoo. Right, so this one here goes on the bottom because it's the longest. Again, just hold on to it a bit, just so that you put enough glue on there that there's glue on it, but you really don't want it to come onto the other side. Okay, and it's going to go over there all the way to there. All right, this one will, yep, this is the next one. The other way you can do it is, if you've got a silicone mat handy, you can put some glue on your silicone mat and you can just drag it through it. All right, I've got glue all over my fingers, which makes everything stick to me, but that's all right. Okay. All right. And this one can go up here. It's pretty, isn't it? All right, my fingers are getting even stickier and stickier as we go. Right. Okay, you're going to go there. Oh, I mustn't have stuck enough glue on that one. I think it's because they're a bit knobby. This one's really tiny. It's only got 3 dots on it. Got to hold your tongue in the right spot when you're doing this one. Okay, and then my star is actually going to sit on the top there. And I'll put the glue on this bit just so I can. And I'm just going to let it dry just a smidge. Put those to the side. Try not to let them get lost. Keep everybody together. I don't know what I've done with my magnetic, oh, my gluey fingers aren't working anymore. I don't know what I've done with my magnetic container. There we go. Oh, that looks nice. Okay, so now the other thing that we've got here, I do like a bit of ribbon on my cards. This is our basic white. It's a frayed grosgrain ribbon, and you'll see it's like a grosgrain on one side in the middle, and then it's got like a fluffy edge. It doesn't pull really well, so you can't sort of fray it too much. You can if you really, really try. Ooh. Ooh. Yes, it would look nice if I did it embossed white. Look at that. It's like spider's web. But that's not what I'm using it for now. Okay. Now with these, this ribbon can be dyed. You can dye it with the markers. You can dye it with the Stampin' Blends. You can use a blending brush and a bit of ink. Now, to do this, I'll just move everything out of the way. I'm going to work out how much I need, which is probably about 10 centimeters. And then I'm just going to come in with my blending brush and I'm just going to color it. And I want to do both sides. And the reason why I'm using my blending brush is because I want it to dry faster than if I was to just drag it through. And I actually don't want it as dark. So you can use your blending brush to your advantage. Okay. But I liked that spidery web look. All right. Okay, and it's still a little bit motley, and that's okay. You can dip the edges in the ink if you wanted to, but we don't want too much ink around because we will get it on everything, and we don't want to do that. Okay, try not to put my dirty fingers on there. All right, so layering her up just to double check that that's what we like to see. Yep, a bit of ribbon over that side. That's all good. Or I could actually have it going like so. And again, a bit of ribbon. So it just depends on what you want it to do. Okay, you don't want to just put it there for the sake of putting it there. We want it to actually do a job. So I want it to do that sort of job, which is just hang out there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of double-sided adhesive underneath over this side, because that's where it's going to be sitting underneath this piece here. All right, and while it's underneath that, it can actually just go there like so. Now, the reason why that side's not attached, I am going to attach it under here on this side. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I wanted the other side to look like it's the end of a knot. So I'll just tie that under there. Okay. Because that piece is going to sit over the top there. And then if I wanted to, I could actually put a knot in this side. All right. But we'll see. Okay. If you want to, you could stick another one under there. There's no stop. You don't have to. But that looks pretty as it is. Okay, these guys are going to go on it. But I need something up here for my sentiment. So the tag is really big that has the sentiment it actually fits, like, it's really big. It fits half a tree. It fits these 4 pieces of the tree. So that's too big. But there's no reason why we can't use part of the tag. Okay, so let me show you another little trick. All right. Now again, I've got everything. Oh, happy birthday, John Ross. Don't anyone reply to him. We get spammers every now and then, so we don't want to reply to them. We're not making birthday cards today. We're doing Christmas cards. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to turn this tag into a partial tag. Okay, I want the words, the hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season, which is very appropriate. So I'm going to stick that on a block. Okay, I'll go back and delete his comment later. Stick that on a block. We'll have some gorgeous grape because, you know, we're all purple. And I'm just going to pop that over here and up the top. Okay, so let me show you how to make this skinny. I really like this die, but I don't want to use all of it. So let's do another bit of partial die cutting. Okay. And this way, you're going to use your washi tape again, because we're going to work out which bit we want of the die twice. So you just have to make sure that it fits in there quite nicely. And make sure it's straight more than anything. Now, I do have a tendency to put my dies that have got straight edges in on an angle. And the reason why I do that is so that they actually go through better. All right. See this stamp set, Nat? You could actually emboss some white snow on it. That'd look really pretty. All right, so now what I'm doing, I'm just shoving everything around here. You know, for the size of my desk, I haven't got much room. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of here. All right. And I'm going to match up on that side. Now, we don't have a die that would fit this perfectly, but I'm going to match this up like so. And I'm going to send it back through. And look, if you've got a different set that will work with like this, and you can cut it out with a different set, great. But if you don't and you need to use this one, this is how you do it. Because now what you'll notice is it's now cut with a stitched edge all the way around. Okay? And it's the size that we need, and it's perfect. All right. So nobody said you had to use the dies the way that they start out as. All right. Okay, so that's going to sit on there like so. And this one. Ooh, do we want it to come across here? All right. Okay, and it also means then that you can also add another layer, okay, if you want to, which is what I'm going to do. Oh, that one keeps jumping around. Okay, now that I've cut it to size, I will cut this piece to fit it. And then I will pop it. I'm going to mat it just because I can. All right. Love having the table behind me to put stuff on. Okay, so let's glue this piece down. Probably could have used that side as well. I know what it would look like. Busy. All right. And we'll just square that on there. Okay. Just give that a little bit of an extra press down here. I always put a little bit of glue on the backs of my ribbons, just because I like the fact that I like it when my ribbon is really well adhered. I don't like ribbon that comes unstuck. Oops. I did dodgy cutting. All right, and then we've got choice. We can put that over our tree down here, or we can put it up here. All right, so depending on where you put this tree will depend on where that lands. So I'll just attach this second piece of ribbon that I've put in here. Just sometimes it's nice to have a double layer. But what you'll notice is I put a piece of tape here just to hold it down. But when I put it on, when I put this piece on, this piece is going to have to go on dimensionals. Now, the reason why this piece is going to have to go on dimensionals, which, you're kidding me, I haven't brought over here. Let me see, is there a new pack here? Here's some I prepared earlier. We need to make sure that our tree straddles the fibre, okay, because we don't want a uneven tree. So when I look at this, the tree is straddling the fibre. Let me just check that that's all right. So we need one under that corner as well. You need one up here. Okay, now do you all know this trick? If you stick the pointy bit in and push it away from you just ever so slightly, no, it's not going to do it. We're able to grab our dimensionals and move them away. Okay? She says as that one doesn't do it. And then we can grab them to do that. Okay, so let me just push this all the way to the edge over here. Could have used another dimensional under there, I reckon. But it still looks pretty good. And I'm just going to shorten this one. Yep, that's better. Okay, so this one here, I'm going to pop this one straight onto my piece of Gorgeous Grape because I'll add the dimensionals underneath it. All right. It's just a cute little look. Okay. And then it's up to you where you stick it. Now, if you want to pop it over your tree, it looks pretty good there. It is pretty paper. I know this is one of your favorite papers. It looks pretty good here too, over the bottom of the tree. It's probably a little bit cluttered up there, but it works. And that's actually where it's going to land because I've still got my gold stars to pop on. Okay. So now you'll notice that this side has got dimensionals under it, that side doesn't. So when I pop this on, I need to make sure that my dimensionals are only under that side because otherwise it's going to be uneven. So we'll just do a couple of dimensionals here, just to make sure it's secure. And then a little bit of glue here. Now I'm actually going to turn it around so that I make sure I get it straight. And I'm lining it up so that it's straight, but I'm also lining it up with the edge of that piece of white. Okay, just so it's straight up and down. Now we need to add our little stars and our big stars. So I might pop my big star on this side. What do you reckon? And then some little stars over here. Or I can actually pop them all over here. Oh, it just looks so pretty. Okay, let's pop them over there. So what I'll do here is, if I've decided where I want to pop them, I'm going to have that one over that side and these two over here, because I'm also going to add some gems. Then what I'll do is I'll move them to the side just a smidge. That one's still sticky. And with my glue, I will just pop a tiny little drop of glue. Now, the reason why I do that is because these have got a small base to hold them down. You don't want to add too much glue because it will go everywhere. Okay. And then we've also got, these are really pretty. These are gold textured adhesive pack dots. They're a matte gold and they just look so nice on it. All right, so I'm just going to pop that one on there now. Don't push them down too hard because all that glue will squirt out and I don't want it to. I want them to sort of sit on it, for want of a better word. The centers of these are smaller than a glue dot, and if you put a glue dot under it, it will stick out, but if you press on it, the glue will go out as well. So let's put a couple of these dots as well. So they almost look like smaller stars. Oops, it's upside down. Yeah, you keep looking at it and you think, maybe it needs to be over here. Yeah. All right. One very purple Christmas card. All right. So you can add more stars, you can add some more of the dots, but the other thing that you don't want to forget is there's actually gifts. So you could put presents around the bottom. You could, there's lots of little things that you could do on it, but we haven't done an inside. So how are we going to do our inside with this particular one? All right, because at the moment I've got just a purple card. Now, nobody said that we need a full tree. Nobody said that we need lots of things, but that's okay. So what I'm thinking that I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Highland Heather tree on the inside, but I'm not going to stamp the whole tree in there. We need an envelope, and I'm going to do the same thing on the envelope that I do on the inside. So I'm just going to stamp 3 and a bit bits of the tree, and I did not put it on the mat, which was silly because it hasn't stamped properly. All right, love it that it sticks. And then I haven't used this one yet. I've got my chamois here. These are really big stamps too, by the way, guys. You will need your E-block for them. Now, you can use Gorgeous Grape as your snow, or you can stamp straight onto it with some more Highland Heather. And what you'll see is that when you stamp onto the top of it with some more Highland Heather, because it's tone on tone and you're stamping the two colors, you will be able to see it. Okay, and it just gives a nice texture to it. All right, so I probably should have done it to the other ones, but I didn't. So, you know, hindsight's a beautiful thing. And that's okay. But what you can do is the little decorations are in a set of 3. Nobody said you have to leave them as a set of 3. You can cut them up if you want. You don't have to have them staying together, but they do cut out together with your dies. I have known other people to buy more. If there's something that they want to chop up, I have known people to buy a second set. So they've got a chopped up set and they've got a non-chopped up set. It's just one of those things that if you want to, you can. The butterflies are perfect for chopping up sets. And if you would join the team and buy them as a demonstrator, you get your discount. So do remember that. There is a lovely discount for team members. Okay, so there's more than one person in my family. There's actually 5 of us. So we are going to wish the family a Merry Christmas. And because we can, I'm going to show you something really, really cool. Now we've got, in our color range, we've got 50 colors. But when it comes to embossing powder, we have 6. We've got some metallics, we've got our clear, we've got our white, and we've got our black. So if you want to color, if you want to stamp and emboss in a color, here's what you need to do. I need to grab my clear, actually no, I'll just do it here with what I've got. When you're stamping with a, if you want to emboss with a color, there's a couple of things you can do. If you've got a something like the Stampin' Up, so if you've got one of those, I know it's retired, it was a great tool, I loved it, I wish we didn't retire it, but you know, these things happen. You got to talk with your wallet. What we keep buying, we will keep supplying and keep in store. So, but you only need one Stampin' Up, so there's only so many times you can sell it. But if you've got a stamp positioner, then you can do it 2 different ways. You can stamp it with the color, then clean it, then stamp it with your Versamark, and then emboss it. If you don't, which I'm going to do, I'm going to presume nobody's got it because it's been retired. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, normally I would use a piece of cardstock, but I'm actually just going to use a piece of paper, right, to do this. Okay, so I'll put it back down to here because you don't want to see me, you want to see it. All right. And the reason, now we do have a little, and I don't know where mine is. So we do have a tray that you can use. It's part of a kit. This one here is our clear gloss embossing powder. We've got our Versamark, and I've got my gorgeous grape. Okay, so to do this, and we're going to stamp in color. All right, we're going to ink up our stamp pad with our Versamark. Make it really, really inky. Oh my gosh, and now the breeze has come up. Everything's against me. Ink it up in some gorgeous grape. Stamp it on our Christmas tree. Move that away. Close up my lids. And put clear embossing powder over this. Okay. Now, because of that Versamark, it is going to, you'll see it's very pale now, and that has got all that powder stuck to it. And the reason why I use this piece is because I know that I can actually get it back in there easier. Oh, I've still got it everywhere. That's okay. The kids will complain when they come home and they get it all stuck to their feet because I just shook it on the floor. Shh. What they don't know won't hurt them. Now, the glass mat is tempered, so it withstands heat. So you've got your heat tool. You won't be able to hear me properly while this is going. You see it doing its magic? Bit hard to see the shine, but that's embossed. So you can emboss and make shiny any color that we have. Okay? So that works quite nicely. It would look good in white as well, but I wanted to show you how you can do that. Okay? So now we just need some adhesive for the back of this. All right. Oh, I just stuck my finger in it. And we'll pop this one in here so that I can write my Christmas greeting in that when the time comes to write Christmas greetings. That's crooked. Cheryl, stop looking. All right. So I've embossed that. So that's actually, you can feel it, but you guys can't. All right. Is it going to focus? Oh, yeah, look. So look how much darker it makes it come up. Isn't it fabulous? But we can do that with every color we've got, which is quite nice. Now there is also some stars in here. So you can emboss those in gold on the inside. You can emboss them on your envelope. There's nothing stopping you from embossing on your envelope, but we're not going to. We're just going to pop a Christmas tree on the envelope. And we'll do the same tree that we just did on the inside. This one's Highland Heather, because we don't want to confuse our Mr. Postman, because it's not difficult to do when it comes to Australia Post. They're a bit, how's your father at times? One tree. Try not to move it because we don't want to get the ink that's left over there onto that's on the piercing mat on the back of our envelope. And there's that one. So there we have it, everyone. Our Merriest Trees done in purple. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me bring it up a little bit closer. All right. And I'm sure, Cheryl, that you got a sneak peek of your Christmas card, but I just wanted to do something different. All right. So we are coming up to the end of the month. One of the girls at work so lovingly informed me the other day, it's only 3 more pays till Christmas because we get paid fortnightly. And that means that I essentially don't have very many times that I can actually make cards leading up to Christmas time. So if you are trying to save a bit, then we've got some beautiful Christmas kits where you can make some, if you're short on time, they make up some fabulous cards very quickly. There's a beautiful decorations one as well. There's so many different options for you. If you are wanting to join, get on before the end of October. It's a great time to join because we've got the value added kit. You can get all of this and much more, all for $169. So there is a link in the description of the video. I'll check back with you all later. So for those of us that are in Linda's team, for those of us that are going to